Subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button. Click the bell button and enjoy the latest uploads from our channel.
The Big Idea with Brianne Depeche and Joni Greve programming note: James Hohmann is on vacation until Thursday, but we'll be delivering the daily 202 to your inboxes every day except Wednesday. We hope you're getting some downtime too during this July 4th week. It may still be a while before it becomes an official war, but there's no doubt President Trump has significantly turned up the heat on trade hostilities. What seemed to begin as a negotiating tactic for the author of The Art of the Deal is rapidly escalating into a full-blown standoff with all the world's major economies, and the possible ramifications could be very significant for the American economy, as well as Republican prospects in the midterm elections. Trump's rhetoric regarding tariffs has become increasingly more barbed in recent days. See his confident interview with Fox News' Maria Bartiromo on Sunday and his Twitter takedown last week of Harley-Davidson. And other countries are fighting back in what is amounting to an all-fronts battle with America's supposed allies and frenemies alike. Canada over the weekend imposed tariffs on $12.6 billion in U.S. goods in retaliation for U.S. levies on steel and aluminum. On Friday, China is set to slap levies on $34 billion in American goods like soybeans in response to a symmetrical imposition of tariffs by the United States on Chinese goods. Also last week, the European Union sent a letter to the Commerce Department threatening to implement tariffs on $290 billion in American goods if Trump follows through with his desire to crack down on foreign autos. The European Union is possibly as bad as China, just smaller. Okay. It's terrible what they did to us, Trump told Bartiromo. They send a Mercedes in, we can't send our cars in. Look what they do to our farmers. They don't want our farm products. Now, in all fairness, they have their farmers. So they want to protect their farmers. But we don't protect ours and they protect theirs. New The EU sent a scathing letter to Trump's Commerce Department Friday threatening global retaliation on up to $290 billion of U.S. goods if Trump moves forward with the auto #tariffs. Here's an excerpt from the 11-page letter WAPO has obtained and was first reported by @ftpic.twitter.com/joxnainks, Heather Long by Heather Long, July 1, 2018. On top of that, Trump seemed open to reconsidering the terms of U.S. membership in the World Trade Organization, according to a leaked draft of an administration bill that several Trump aides, minus hardliner Peter Navarro, warned would go nowhere. Trump is especially upset at how the WTO treats China, according to a person familiar with the president's thinking who was not authorized to speak publicly. Despite being the world's second-largest economy, China is still considered a developing nation in the eyes of the WTO, which allows China to have higher trade barriers than developed countries, reports my colleague Heather Long. Heather writes, despite Trump's rhetoric, concerns are growing that Trump's appetite for tariffs only appears to be expanding as trade tensions escalate. Many who argued that Trump was just threatening tariffs as a negotiating tactic and would never let the skirmish intensify are now saying they may have miscalculated. In other words, the trade war could be quite for real. Trump has often bragged about the strength of the stock market and the U.S. economy, and he seems unconcerned his trade maneuvering will dent the numbers or jeopardize his party in the midterm elections, even though the tariffs could significantly impact voters in states Trump won in 2016. This may be the greatest economy we've ever had. So if it's all about the economy, I think we should do phenomenally, Trump told Bartiromo, replying to a question about GOP prospects in November. And this morning the economy is doing perhaps better than ever before, and that's prior to fixing some of the worst and most unfair trade deals ever made by any country. In any event, they are coming along very well. Most countries agree that they must be changed, but nobody ever asked. Donald J. Trump at Real Donald Trump, July 3, 2018. The trade offensive is all the more head-scratching considering those with whom Trump is ramping up economic hostilities, allies in Europe and Canada who Trump will meet next week as part of the NATO summit in Brussels. But presidential spokeswoman Sarah Huckabee Sanders delivered what could be termed an interesting response to the heightened trade hostilities in a news conference with reporters yesterday at the White House. Sanders said that the United States had to respond because Canada had taken advantage of American niceness. "We've been very nice to